Good morning, everybody. So here's our weekly preview video for January 30th, I think 31st actually, through February 4th. Um, so as always, if your student is absent for a short period or a long period, what they need to do is, of course, they can utilize this video as a resource, but there's also under additional resources, there's a day-by-day agenda. The day-by-day agenda for January is up. The one for January actually goes through the end of this coming week, but also the one for February is up and it actually has the same week in it. So either one is fine for this week. That'll give like the overview of what we're doing. Of course, your students can also come to Google Classroom to actually find the actual materials. And of course, they can always message me. Just a reminder, parents, that we are now moving, and students, we are now moving where I'm only going to grade Membean and Quill once a week, but students still need to be doing it at a regular pace over the weeks. Still 45 minutes a week, which would be 165 minutes a month, right? And then eight lessons of Quill that need to be passed a month. January is a little short because the first week of January I allowed to be an extra credit opportunity. So for January, which ends this coming Sunday, your students need to have done 135 minutes of Membean between January 10th and January 30th, which is this coming Sunday, and they needed to have passed 6 lessons of Quill between January 10th and January 30th. But then February will just be on a regular monthly schedule, and they'll need to do 165 and 8 lessons of Quill. Okay, enough confusing there. It's also will always be posted in the current week. I'll move it up every week, so monthly Membean and Quill. So this week we're going to continue to work on 3 things. We will do vocab on Friday, which I'll talk about in a second. We will be working on our interpret analyze packet, which your students are rocking, and it's getting them ready for their research project, which will start in early February. Super excited about that. So your students are rocking that. And then we'll also work on Thursday on the Pride Sheet. So I'll talk a little bit about each one of those. So first, the interpret and analyze packet. Your students, like I said, have been working on this, and they will work on it this coming week also. So just to kind of give you a clue of what they did, basically we have worked with the first 8 slides in this 17 slide packet. The first 4 slides are what I call QFTs, or question formulation techniques. So each slide has a different link. There's some a text, 2 texts, an infographic, and an audio clip, and they're all based around the same content. And what students do is read, listen, or view that source, and then the QFT, they come and they write 5 academic questions, and we have been doing this all in class together. They start it, and then we kind of come together and pull our resources mentally, and then they have to answer at least 2 of those academic open questions. So that really gets them thinking about what they have read or viewed or listened to. So they've done those 4 slides. They've done the first 4 slides, which are 4 resources. On Wednesday, what we did was we started preparing our graphic organizer for our summary, because your students did a really great job writing summaries of 1 source, but now writing a summary of 4 sources is a much bigger, more complicated job. And so the graphic organizers are helpful, but also a little more complicated. So basically slides 5 and 6 allowed them to pool. They wrote a summary of each topic, of each 1 source, and then they pulled their the 2 questions that they answered. They pulled those and put them onto the resource, the graphic organizer. So this slide 5 had the summary and question or answers, for slides 1 and 2, or sources 1 and 2, and slide 6 had the resources for sources 3 and 4. Then slide 7 is where we wrote a SAC topic sentence to prepare them so that they have a good topic sentence, because again, a topic sentence for 4 sources is very different than this topic sentence for 1. And when they're doing a research project, they will be needing to write, their topic sentences or their thesis for many sources. And so that's what we're moving towards and practicing. And then finally, and some of this is covered up because we're still in the process. Your students are like halfway through slides 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's why some of this is covered up so that I can reveal it to them as we work together. But basically, your students are going to end up writing an amazingly comprehensive, I believe probably very impressive summary of 4 sources. So that will be Monday. And then Tuesday, because like I said, they've done most of this work already. So when they come into class on Monday, January 31st, we will finish slides 7 and 8. And then Tuesday will be time to revise that if necessary and do any makeup work. I do believe the grading, the progress report window is closing pretty soon. So that will be their one makeup work day for this progress report. And then Wednesday, we'll actually start the next round. So we'll be doing slide 12, I think, because 11 and 12, which will be the second, an infographic and an audio clip for our news sources, our new topic. And then we will continue that the next week. So on Thursday, we will continue the Pride sheet. So remember, your students need to be reading a personal book at all times. We went to the library on January 6th, but also it doesn't have to be a library book, but they need to have a book and be reading it. And so last week we did a section called Reading Strategies, where your students answered 5 questions relating to reading strategies about their text. And we also did inferences, where they answered 5 questions relating to inferences about their text. They had an entire day to work on that last Friday, which I guess was like the 21st, or maybe it was the 21st. And then they had parts of class on Monday and Tuesday to work on that. That was due yesterday, Thursday, the 27th. Some students didn't get it in. They can always turn it in late. They just need to fill out a late work form. Otherwise, I'll never know it was done. But I am more than happy to grade that late. Then yesterday, so that was due yesterday. Yesterday, we started a new section of the Pride sheet called Archetypes. Archetypes are a pretty dive pretty deep into that. So, and also you have to be pretty far into your book to really be able to talk about your archetypes. So we just took some notes. We watched some videos. We discussed what archetypes are, and they did not need to do their archetypes actually in their Pride sheet yet. They're going to have time in class this coming Thursday, February 3rd, to do that. But they do need to be pretty far into their book. I'd say at least a third of the way into their book to be able to do this. Otherwise, they're just not going to know enough yet. So please help them with that. And then on Friday, we're doing vocabulary, which will be in class using their interactive notebooks. And so that was a really a lot of information this week, but hopefully that helps. And I think that's it. So if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out, and have a good weekend. Bye, y'all.